How funny is that? All right. Let's move it back. Hold on. We'll move it back. Right? And we'll pop that off. All right. And now I got to lift it up. Ah. Ah. This is some Tommy Jordan shit I need. All right. You like my microphone stand? It's an official cigar box. I think it's actually pretty goddamn cool. All right. All right. And that would be tilt. And we want to tilt this little bad boy a little bit. Oh, wrong way. That's my desk. I hope you can all see that. And that's Schmuel. So I think that'll work. And there we go. All right. Jesus. All right. So I got my con man thing going. I got my whatever other thing going. I'm looking for names. And since I lost my clips and I'm incapable of doing it on the fly, I will do it here. So obviously, number one clown, me, Schmuel Buckman. It is what it is. But all right, here's your choices, right? And for categories: creeps, cowards, clowns, conmen. And then I do have a category called jury still out, and a special category for the guy, the dope, which would be John Melendez. So he's there. So I'll throw out a couple of names, right, just to get you started. And then if you guys want to throw some names into the chat, and then that will rock and roll us and get us moving forward a little bit. All right. So in no particular order and not in any place, I've got Karmic, Mersh, Neil, Mint Diggity. I don't know that Mint Diggity gets, because he's a chatter and not a commenter. I've got Granny, Mir, Chow, Dan, Joey C, 2K Puppet, and that's all I've got. Anybody else got any names that they think would go on that list? So we're talking clowns, right? Let's just see here. We're talking. Clowns. Oops. Creeps. Cowards. Clowns. And conmen. So if anyone has any thoughts there, I would love to know what they are. So we'll go back to that, and now back to the comment section. All right. I mean, we have a show called Povo's Clown Town. Is that where you find all your creeps and whatever? Is that what's happening? Did I miss something? Tell me, Johnny Chopsticks. Work with me here. This is a show for you guys for this afternoon, because I know you were missing Schmuel because I couldn't tweet or stream last night, and I thought I would come here and do this and engage with the community, because one, it's what I like doing, and two, who cares what two is, right? All right. So, all right. We don't have that. I'm going to start off with so last night I listened to Karmic going after So Thorough Joe Burrow. Did you guys just hear that? Karmic has taken, look, the guy's taken a really bad fall. Few people have come into the dabbleverse or even streaming in general with as much push behind them as Karmic did. I mean, that's like amazing, right? Like everybody was on his side. Everybody wanted him to move forward or whatever. And I think he was averaging like 200 viewers a show at some point. And I know he was making buku bucks. I've never seen those numbers. I never will. And I won't see that money. But that's, but I admire people who can do that. Hold on, I'll like crinkle. All right, I think we're mostly done crinkling. And I, in any event, all the bullshit and Serenity, you're actually right. It's the same. It is the same Karmic take as of up to right there. But last night I was listening to the guy and I'm laughing my ass off because he's like threatening. He's threatening So Thorough Joe Burrow, and he's gonna kick his ass, and he's a pussy. And then, have any of you guys seen So Thorough Joe Burrow? So Thorough Joe Burrow is not only one of the most attractive men in the dabbleverse, he's also one of the biggest. And he's a very tall, strong, athletic guy, and could have been a quarterback with that name. And he's going after Joe. And, oh, you want to take down my show. And then Haley, oh, you're trying to take down my show. You're plotting against me. This fucking guy is such a pussy. I'm so done. He treats everybody else like Felicia treats Pat Dixon. Like Pat's responsible for everything negative in her life. Everything in this guy's life is the same. It's all he does. And so I'm completely done with Karmic, but I'm tired of the whining bullshit. I'm just tired of the whining bullshit, and I don't get to see it that often because I don't really watch it. But every now and then it comes up and hits me in the ass, and there we go. So let's do that, and then let me pull up what I really want to talk about, which is our boy, one of who I think is the biggest creeps in the dabbleverse, which is Dan. I'm thoroughly convinced that that he's garbage, and I have like a number of reasons to say that. But let's go back. I'm gonna try to see if we can look over the Ava calling him out last night, and I gotta say, Ava did a really good job. I've argued with Ava, and Ava can get off the fucking track and go crazy and move and change things around. But in this case, she did a really good job with staying focused and asking the correct questions. Now, I don't even know that I would have noticed, except the old Life Forms was on last night. Now, I had never seen an episode of Life Forms because why? And judging by, the 388 views that it got, I don't think anybody else saw it either. But I want to pull up. There was there's a part in here where we'll talk about it, but um, I'm gonna do it. Uh, Rumor has it $2 Dan is a stalker. Um, yeah, I'm wondering how much rumor that is and how much fact it is, because I'm willing to state thoroughly, in my opinion, that there are definitely stalkerish tendencies. Um, Certainly lying. Done that about me. Um, Done that about other people, and just quite the little scumbag. And the triumvirate of scumbags, what do you call it? Mir, Chow, and Dan. Um, Jesus Christ. The funniest part about life forms, and I'm going to say, I don't watch the ones about me. I just don't, because I don't. I don't want it to affect me either negatively or positively, right? And and then the other thing is too is it gets I don't know. I I'm easily I could listen to it, and then I'm afraid that later on it would affect me. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like it would make me do something that I didn't want to do. I think back to Jim Norton saying that there were certain kinds of comedians that he didn't want to say because um, they could affect his comedy. Right now, I don't have comedy, but I mean just affect the things that I talk about. Um, and we said that the Dan may very well be a stalker. I'm kind of convinced that uh, Chow is way up there on the stalker spectrum too. He he definitely he said before he's categorized or cataloged every one of my shows, and he has uh, like all this crazy shit. I see him do stuff with Haley from Pretty Antisocial, and that's pretty crazy. And look at that, Pretty Antisocial is here. Thank you, Pretty Antisocial. And it's funny. We I started it a half an hour late. I was all screwed up, and clients walked in the whole bit, and so we were starting awfully slow. So thank you, Haley, for helping me out here. You are the best, and an extremely attractive woman. I will say that, um, with an enormous husband. I will also say that as well, and you wouldn't want to mess with her. Um, that's for sure. And so, yeah, I'm waiting for I'm waiting for the day when Karmic actually meets some of these people that he's been talking shit about, because this fucking guy is such garbage. Um, and he's a tough guy in the back of his. He's a tough guy in the back in his little shed. And all right, we've turned off the phone, so we've done that as well. All right. Um, and but he goes anyway. He goes on and on and on about Haley, and he's like, and she's doing this and she's doing that. And the truth is, you don't need to know Haley too much to know Haley doesn't have the time nor the inclination to go after these people. And but Karmic is it's that I don't know if it's from being with Felicia or he's paranoid from before, but he's got that thing in his head that these fucking people are going after him, and it's Haley's coming at. She's trying to destroy my channel, and So Thorough Joe Burrow is trying to destroy my channel, and Shuli is trying to destroy my channel, and I really wanted to like if you could have yelled into YouTube last night, I would have been like, no, you're the one that's destroying your channel. That's the only person who's doing it. So Karmic, it's time. You're 42. You're almost 43 years old. Grow the fuck up. Really. Like, stop. Just stop being a pussy and be there. Oh, look. We've got my good friend and future presidential failure, Cigarette Jones. No fucking way on the link. I spent 4 hours last night with 4K and Granny. And yet you're still here? Jeez. Why don't you come here, man? This is at least interesting. But, maybe you got like a thing for ass sex. And I can't, I can't help that. But how do you feel about that as president? How would that be? Where would you like open it up, permit it more? What's the story? Did you get any of that when you're in federal prison? Or is that only like a county thing? Tell me, come on, Joe. We're dying, we're dying. I think me lighting a cigar is your favorite part of the show. If Haley's husband was black, he would have doubled the amount of blacks at Hackamania. Volser, you are almost correct, my friend. Yeah, and there were. I have to be honest. There were not many black people there. And by many, I mean more than one or two. So it was a surprise. We actually had more than that last year. Oh, look at Joey. Fuck me. Take your advice that you not a good show. Take your advice that you not a good show. Wordsmith president. Gonna be writing speeches like Obama. I look forward to when the prisons be having, food. Sorry, bad, very bad. Not doing, so there we go. But poor Joey. I need a lighter! Sure, whatever you want to say, fuckman, whatever you dream about. I'm going to give you credit, Joey, because, fuckman, you dug deep in the vocabulary today. I'm pretty sure that Dr. Bob, or whatever the fuck the guy's name is, Uncle Bob, didn't give you that one. I'll bet you came up with that all by yourself. So I'm very proud of you. I'll tell you what I don't dream about. I don't dream about being president. That ain't gonna happen. And Hackamania is like opening day in 1949. The only black is Jackie Robinson. Yeah, it was one guy, man. And am I doxing if I say his name? Well, I'm old, so chalk it up to dementia. Mike's shitty internet provider. Now wait, I did have a thought. What about Granny? Or is like the coloring of your skin post birth doesn't count? I don't know, because he was, ooh, he was dark. He was definitely darker. The guy. Watch this. Joey C., you are a very hateful, wasteful man. That why you are fuckman. You got on me. Well, not as wasteful as I once was, although I still got a gut. So that was cool. Yeah, it was nice to go to Heckamania a lot later than I had gone before. And but it's funny because nobody gives a shit. If you have a physical ailment, or you're fat, or you're ugly, or whatever, you'll fit right in. And it's pretty cool because the standard ain't so high. So there we go. And we read that one already, Joey C. that's all me. What a wasteful, hateful person. And is that what you got? Um, Joe, you're a clown. We all know you're a clown. So stop. Just like stop. I mean, I don't get what the whole presidential bullshit, the veterans, the prisons, all this. You don't have any fucking idea what you're doing. You think the president is part of the judiciary. It's like there's 3 branches of government. I'm telling you, I could pull any Bengal kid off the street out here who's been in the country 6 weeks and he can tell me about the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. Why can't you? And you're running for president. Jesus Christ. Great Red Shark Cardiff's kids getting no respect as a proud black woman. But she was a vendor, right? Like, so it doesn't count. Yes, if you were counting her, yeah, there were 2. But there were not 2. Mammy is colored. I think Mammy grew up like in Montclair, and she just started hanging out with Puerto Rican kids in high school. I'm pretty sure. And I'm putting this up with no comment. And who doesn't want illicit laughter? I like illicit laughter. All right, let's scroll down. All right. You can't, fuckman, run for a president. You don't have the balls to do so. No, I have the brains not to. I know that pissing away money on some fool's quest is the dumbest fucking idea anybody's had. All right? Jesus Christ. The amount of money you're raising, if you really wanted to raise, if you wanted to help, you wanted to have an impact, you get out there, you raise money for veterans or for prison reform or something like that. This is just bullshit. This is just pissing away money, energy, time, and effort. And all it does is it's like jerking off. At the end, you're going to feel like you accomplished something, but your hand's going to be all sticky. All right. Brian Landon, I have that same hat. Winnipeg. You care, fuckman. You got something to say about everyone. You the clown, fuckman. I hate you more than life itself. You are a douchebag. I'm a douchebag. I'll give you that. I don't think I'm worthy of all the hate, but I'm definitely a douchebag. Kind of a stupid asshole, actually. But, you know. See, but I am blessed that I have people like you in the world, because otherwise, I'd be on the other side of it. But god damn, are you dumb? So there we go. Jim Sharkey says Joey C for dog catcher. I don't know if you can be dog catcher with a felony record, but who knows, you know? Schmuel's being sent to the gulag for sure. Oh, 100%. 100%. America, we're going to wind up, it's going to be like, what is it, Guantanamo Bay? I'm going to be in there with all the Muslims learning how to pray. All right. You are the fuckman of Cockville. I think I'm going to give you a suggestion that I've seen Ray DeVito give many people. Pick up a pen. Go back, rewrite it. Speed isn't necessarily your friend. Roy Cohn. How about Google something before you look like a tard? Jackie Robinson debuted in 47, dumbass. I'm going to say, Mr. Serenity now, that you look like the dumbass, because I get the feeling that you went and Googled it just to check on Roy Cohn, and that's kind of stupid, right? It's a couple of years. Like, who cares? All right? And Tiff, Cardiff Kids' family. She is. She really is. And she's like I call her a vendor, which wasn't really probably the right word, but she's like part of the crew. you know, and part of the people, like the Meltons and the whatever, like they wouldn't think of putting on an event without having her there. And I got to tell you, on my other screen, I have the Lifeforms clip up, and fucking Mir's face is staring at me, and it's giving me the fucking willies. So we may have to get to that soon. Uh, this is Mother Teresa speaking to Gabe. God don't want me yet. I got more feet to taste. Wow, Jim Sharkey. We don't use other people's jokes here, but we'll let you do that. Yeah, Uncle Buck doesn't have time to run for president because he has a real job and a real life. I do, but I think by the end of the year I should be out of the real job business. So maybe for 2028 I'll just get a megaphone and follow Joey around to states and heckle him. All right, I'm way behind in chat, so I'm gonna go just pop all the way down to the bottom. Cigarette Jones sends her in link. No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen when he sends me mine. Da 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 da. How many people in the chat know that SB is part of a lobbying effort to restrict people's access to the courts? I am. Okay. I thought that was Presidential Catalano, who wanted to throw you in jail for making bad names. You're all that a bad name for the Jewish community. Well, if you compare what I've done for one community to what you've done for Italians, I'm still way ahead there, bud. I'm way ahead. All right, let's go down here. I'm sorry, guys. I have Joey is. I find it fun when Joey's in the chat, and so I'm probably overdoing it a little bit, but I'll just do it for a couple of minutes. Fuckman said 1947 because in the history of the United States, he know how important 1947 was in baseball, you schmuck. No, I just know in 1947 is when the Air Force was formed. So I don't know what else happened during that time. So, and I don't care. So, all right. Buckman speaking truth on Joey. Somebody has to tell Joey the truth, right? I mean, the fact that people are actually treating him like he's some sort of serious presidential candidate, and that he's like lying in bed at night thinking what it's going to be like to shit on the toilet at the White House and have it flush, it's insanity. It's absolute insanity. And this fucking guy, right? He grifted his way through his entire adult life, and now he's going to turn around and he's going to help people. He's going to show them, right? And he's like, the wealthy people, they don't know anything. They're deluded. Well, yeah, they don't write bad checks. They're not meth heads. You know, like stuff like that. Pay their rent, shit like that. So there we go. I got a real job. I get up every day for all the American people, fuckman. Hates black people. He's a very rotten man. Joey, I'm the one person in this universe that loves black people. And I will tell you, my friend, just follow me on Twitter and you'll see the responses I get. But more importantly, I get up every day for all the American people. I mean, that's just stupid, right? It's stupid. What could you possibly do by getting up every day for the American people? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So there we go. And hey, stupid Schmuel, when is Jackie Robinson Day in baseball? April 15th. They literally make all the players wear his 42. But that wasn't the argument. Wasn't the argument about the year? Not his number. We all know he's 42. I mean, even Joey knows that. All right. So, Cigarette Jones likes Jewish women. I like women in general. Um, President Catalano will install a swoogie buzzer in the White House. Could you imagine all the fucking people sleeping on the floor, right? All his half-ass relatives. You know, this is my cousin. This is my cousin's cousin's kid. And this is the kid from the third, from the fourth, and then this one over here. And then, yeah, this guy was dating somebody, and we left him over there. Oh my God, Swisher sweets all around, all around. Brack. Um, I would not only hug Carmichael in person, but would do a standing 69 with our clothes on. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, I gotta tell you, Serenic, Buckman reads old chats so he can twist his narrative. It's very kitey. I gotta say, man, the truth is, I don't. Like, I mean, I do read old chats, but I'm not reading them like, there's no like evil or whatever. It's just, I, I'm not that smart. Like, I can't, This is the dumb me is the me that you're seeing here. Smuckman, why is all you repeat all the stuff that I done in life when I am account to everyone to we're a winning? I tell everyone what I done wrong. You don't lie every day. Joey, you lie every day. Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. You make up so many excuses, right? I mean, it was just a couple of years ago when you were lying about the hurricane, and then you were like trying to blame OG mumbling Nick, going like, "Well, he was an addict. He lied." Yeah, 30 years ago, right? But I mean, your stuff is like weeks ago. You lied when you said you paid the rent. You didn't pay any rent. We found that out. You said you paid the rent. We found out you only paid $1,000. Then you came clean after it came out, right? And so now you're no longer lying. So is it after you're forced to tell the truth that then it's I don't lie anymore? So just please, just stop it. He won't stop. I can't even make sense. I can't even make sense of that one to me. Uh, can you bring the receipts to me? You lie. The receipts don't exist. Right? It's like, show, show. I'm sorry. Show me a rent receipt. There isn't one. You can't. Right? So that's pretty goddamn funny. And did you see the picture of me and the landlord who hired myself and my wife to work for him, you dumb fuck? That was before you moved in, and there's a bit of suspicion about that too, considering that you were using the wrong tools on the wrong job. So there you go. I showed them all last night, you dumb fuck. What, the pictures of you in the house before the other house before you moved into this, the one that you didn't pay the rent for? I mean, Joey, he went to court. The guy laid it out. So if he didn't, he was either lying to the court and guilty of something you might know called perjury, or he was telling the truth. Considering that you're out of the place, I'm going to guess that he was telling the truth. Now, I also understand in Florida that in order to, they can just automatically they can sue for possession and then later go after the money, but that whether they go after it or not, it will definitely show up as a debt on a credit report. So what great, assuming that you get anywhere in this presidential thing, I'm looking forward to you being asked questions about it. Now, there we go. We have seen all the fools slip, but now we see the fools puff. 2 days, Buckman. You can't do anything but lie on here. They're all time-stamped, you dumb fuck. The man brought used back to work. Wow. Man brought, I'm going to say that's used back to work are dumb. Hold on. Dumb or stupid, I don't owe the man anything. 12 grand seems to be about a decent number, right? I think, isn't that right? And I'm also led to believe from you that that big, beautiful house that you love so much only had one toilet in it. Mitigated mitigated damages, my friend. Mitigated damages. Joey, you got my email? Send it to me. I'll look at it. I'm more than happy. I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. The problem is that it's been about 4 years, and you never you never proved me wrong. It's like constantly, like in everything, and you lie about the stupidest fucking things, right? But I don't know. Maybe you're not lying anymore because it doesn't appear you're as grifty as much as you used to be. So maybe you don't really lie that much. But who knows? Gino running cosplay? Gino Schmuel cosplaying. That's where we're at. All right. Presidential debate with Joey C. Wen. I'm up for it. I literally wouldn't even need prep time because his programs and plans are so stupid that they don't make any sense, right? I'll give you one. So this federal land and federal bill, we just take that and we give that to the veterans. Sure. Okay. What happens when you own a place and you want to occupy it? You got to heat it, you got to cool it, you got to clean it, you got to build it, you got to maintain it. It's not like, oh, hey, let's just throw this over to that guy. So, there we go. Ding, 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 ding. Presidents can pardon all previous scams and schemes as long as they are federal. I can't wait. Right? I'm sure he'll get in there. It'll be like first day in office. Right? First day, first lady, pardon. Joey C, pardon. And then we know, because he can't help himself, he's definitely going to pardon, like he'll postpartum, he'll posthumously pardon some dead mafia guys because he wants to look good. But then it's going to be like, how do you think, like, what's the market going to be for a presidential pardon? Right? And that one's going to be fun. That one's going to be fun to say. Because that every moron that this guy's ever talked to is going to be like, I know Joey. If you give me $500, I can get him to give you a pardon. So, there we go. Tip. American Cupcake as Joey C stands a better chance. American Cupcake as Joey C is so much more impressive. He really is. It blows me away at how impressive he is. Hey, Joey, I'm happy to send you a link. Slush Fund Stupid. You probably don't even know what a fucking slush fund is, right? It's not what you go down into the 7-Eleven and buy your shit with. I got video receipts. Everything. Picture of the way the house. Okay, I did last night. I showed everything. I don't general lie. You are a lying, fucking disturbed human. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Insider trading is stupid. It's not stupid. It's illegal. But I mean, and that's why it's illegal, because it really isn't stupid. It falls right to the, you know, the thing you're thinking of, right? Like, if you tell me, if you didn't get a tip, if you got a tip in fucking Ozempic, you wouldn't have run out and bought it. I mean, come on. And I wish I could sing. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. Johnny Chopsticks, I'm not going to say the name, but that's a state charge. So Presidential Catalano cannot do that. We know this. You are so right. You got me, fuckman, guilty. Joey, we know. Look, we know you're a scammer. I mean, it is. It's just you're not winning over the hearts and minds of anyone. People are treating you kindly because that's what a lot of people do, but everybody thinks you're an idiot. So there you go. And let's see. Are you made at the fact that you know I can make you stupid? I'm sorry. That's pretty funny. I did. I turned into the show about May. Yeah, it's all right, Joey. We'll move on. Unless you want the link. If you want the link, then that'll be fine. Just tell me, and I'll be more than happy to get there. But this slush fund is $18 million taxpayer money to pay off people that make sexual advances to that slush. It's not a slush fund. You don't really know what a slush fund is, but that's okay, right? And I don't know about this $18 million. That's one I'd have to look up. But basically what it is Congress gets to spend its own money. You know, it's shitty and it should be changed. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be, but literally it's like 72 or 73% of the federal budget is mandated and cannot be changed. And you're planning on doing all this shit with what? 26, 27% of the budget? Good luck. Good luck with that. Good luck, buddy boy. But did you know he's Tojo's daddy? It's so funny. I laugh and laugh. Inside trading is illegal, but not for Congress. They can break the law to do it. So but do you think that you're going to change that? Like that's not something that's already been voted on. And technically they're not insider trading, but they're two different. What they're doing, I can't. It's too complicated, Joey. But basically, what's happening is they're using news that they get, right, to buy stocks. Now, they should not be allowed. I firmly agree. I got no argument with that. But it's not insider trading in as much as, me running DuPont and calling you up and going, hey, bud, we got a brand new product coming out tomorrow. Get in there. So 18 million later, American payoff. But it's not a repetitive $18 million. $18 million. That's the point. It doesn't matter if it's gone, right? Where is it coming from next time? I mean, it's great. You don't have to take it out of something else, but it's gone. And every dollar is accounted for with these fucking guys, right? And $18 million is chump change for them because it's like take a little off here, a little off there, and you move on. It's not really that hard. In any event, I wish I was Tojo's daddy. So I want to get back to so Joey, I did not plan on doing you that early, but you will go into the Schmuel Talk clown category, which actually is pretty good because there was a definite chance you could have wound up as a creep. So let's clown. We'll write you down. So it only took us an hour to fucking figure out the first person. All right. I am going to take a quick vote here. But they are stealing, you duck fucking idiot. Hey man, if they're stealing, right, they wouldn't be voting on it. They're voting on it. The fact that the people are too stupid to do anything about it, that's not really stealing, is it? I mean, if you let the government or, legislator or whatever vote and take your shit away, are they stealing it? Or is that just what the people did? So, all right. Now, I am not no creep. You awful show. All right, Joey. I think you give off creep vibes, boo, but really. And and I'm not, don't get me wrong. I don't mean creep as in like the kind of creep we've seen shit around here. But a creep, just creepy, like a creepy guy, like untrustworthy. You wouldn't want to leave you around your house. Wouldn't let you watch my car. Wouldn't let you take care of my dog. Don't have any kids because if I did that, I would have to just fucking do it. Joey, you don't have to come on now, man. But let's debate, And we could get somebody. I'm perfectly willing to have like a normal style debate and we'll get somebody like I don't know who the fuck could we get that would be so Haley would probably be a great person. She's very serious, right? She doesn't fuck around. I'm sorry, guys. If I gotta have this air conditioner on for a couple of minutes, so I'm just gonna try to leave the fan on for a little bit. Let me know if it's too fucking loud. I'll turn it off. Buckman, I don't talk to morons. You were just on last night with Granny. So when did this change occur? Today? JMO, not a moderator, but you could definitely be a second. You could stand next to Joey, you could be his cut man, right? With all the shit and giving him the pumping up and getting the stuff in the ear. Oh man. Serenity Now, I think both of you stink. I'm perfect to moderate, you silly billies. Serenity, I don't mean to be rude, but most people think you stink too. So it's like, it would just be three stinky people. And I'm not saying I don't stink. So, Buckman, I would not give you any time of the day because I'd kick your ass, right? You'd walk away a pitiful mess. It's like that Star Trek thing, like a blob with tears. So, forget about it, Joey. I mean, it's more me taking the time out of my day. Because frankly, again, and I say this over and over again, the fact that anyone is treating you seriously is really stupid and sad. And it's sad because it's like, you could be doing other things with your life. You have a kid coming home who's been away for a long time. And instead of, spending money on printing and buttons and all those bullshit, you could be doing shit to get them prepped, right? I mean, and I'm not talking about your family. I'm just saying, like, there are better uses for money, for your money. Jim Sharkey, Rochi can monitor. Rochi would actually be a good monitor, but I think that Joey would feel he was being sandbagged if it was Rochi. So, but I'll pretty much take anybody. I've got a few people that I won't, but I'll pretty much take anybody. But what I really want is for Joey to have somebody that's like very fair. And I also want to make sure that we get asked the same questions, you know? So that's part of it. But um I don't know that he could do it. Let's just say. Fuck off, fucking, because they know I am that none of your busy, your idiot Buckman, but that's not your business. I swear to God, I need a translator. I wonder if somebody could put that into English for me. Dude, the best thing you could do would be to debate somebody like me. Honest to God, because everybody else has been cutting you a lot of slack, right? Because one day you're going to have to face the real deal, and better to get smacked around now and learn how to deal with it, build up some of them debating muscles, and later on, when the real guy comes at you, you can handle it. Exactly. You could be sitting in some office in Queens, chain smoking cigars and acting like some sort of big shot. I'm not a big shot. Never claimed to be a big shot. And I'm just a guy. I got a little place, you know? And I'm happy, joyous, and free is pretty much about the story with that. Except every time I fuck around on this, then I wind up staying here till like midnight trying to finish up what I need to do. JMO monitor. MGD would be a good mod and good looking at it. So I'm up for MGD. And Lady KB will moderate. She's a fan of both. I like Lady KB. I think Lady KB would be fair, but I think you're too quiet, my dear. I think we need somebody that's really vociferous and stuff. Now, so maybe I've never seen that side of you because you've always treated me beautifully. But I really think that you're too kind, right? So, but if you could handle the both of us, it's all yours. You certainly could beat the shit out of either one of us. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It is Justice for Savi, which I'm going to assume is the other half of the Catalano clan. I'm probably wrong, but here we go. Keep talking that shit, fuck man. I'm going to expose you. Whoa. And that black abyss you call a mouth. Watch and say. The real look, you can expose me all you want. The problem is, I'm fucking paint drying. I am an old man who's done nothing remarkable in his life. I mean, that would be the expose, right? There you go. Let's just see here. I'm not making any profit, fuckman. You are all so retarded. Joey, no one thinks you're making profit, but what you are doing is you're spending money on in an area that you could be spending money in something else in, right? I mean, you couldn't even pay your fucking rent, and you're running for president. I mean, let's be real, right? And I'll give you this. I'll say to you, Joey, you are 100% right. You didn't have to pay your rent, right? That was $3,000 a month, and we'll say 3, 6, 9, 12. I'll go 4 months. So go $12,000. Where's the 12K? That's the question is, where is it? And you never put the money in the court like you were supposed to. So that's gone. And there we go. You talk the same shit every day because it's the same thing, right? There is no change. It's not like Joey Catalano changes, right? And that's what you want to do is you want to change the discussion and change the argument and move on with it, right? You want to Up, this rent thing, let's put it to bed. But again, if you didn't pay $12,000 a month in, or $12,000 for 4 months rent, where's the 12 grand? And some of us would believe that you never had it, and that's why they think you're grifting. And I am way the fuck behind. I am 5 minutes behind in chats, and I'm really sorry. Let's just say, let's be real. The obsession is getting weird. You try to get a hard on from my husband, and that didn't work. At this point, you're not just irrelevant, you're embarrassing yourself. Fuck me. I'm 64 years old. I'm embarrassing myself most of my life. Do you see what I look like? I embarrass myself walking in a room. But I want to say this, Justice for Savi. I have never said a bad word about you or any of those things that Joey says other people say, or any of your kids or any of that stuff. I have never said that. And so I want you to know that. Like, this is not like a personal beef with me. Any more than it is, I think what Joey's doing is is ridiculous. I think it's bad. And I don't think it's good for him, for his family, or for the American people. But yeah, I could be embarrassing myself. But there you go. He does change a lot every day to be a better man. Are you me? I mean, I do, but not you, Joe. It's the same shit. It's over and over again. Look, the big thing, you and I talk, we had a long talk a few years ago. It's the same thing with you. You never finish one thing before you start something else. Right? And it was like when Adam Bush called you out, when you said what a great father you were, but then you were telling stories about being a crack addict and a meth head for years. It's hard to reconcile those two things. It's hard to put those things together. Right? All right. Now, again, I'm way behind in chats. All right. Big W, is there any way we can move on? Of course we can, Big W. But what Buckman people change at either every day. Joe, you don't. You don't. You're exactly the same person every single day. And as a matter of fact, that's going to lead me into my next little bit here. I'm so sorry, Patron Donuts makes me laugh. The reason he couldn't pay the rent is because he was busy building a time machine in the garage. All right, look, we got supertips.gg/Buckman. That would be great. Super chats would be great. This is really more about a you guys show. But as the chats get pretty heavy, it becomes hard for me to keep up. So if you got something you really want to say or get out there, feel free. But I will focus on our presidential candidate with a mental patient. All right. I think you're a candidate for a mental patient. You can't help yourself. I wreck your show. You're doing what I want you to do every day. Seeing this is we're winning. Are you kidding, Joey? I got to tell you, I do the show because I have fun doing it. I enjoy it. And being here with you is a great joy. Great joy. So there you go, buddy. And you were in the chat. I could have ignored you. I chose not to. Not only did I not ignore you, I went on. So here's the deal, guys. The clips I've got, which are did I not derail you? No, I wanted to talk about creeps, cowards, clowns, and con men. And you fill many of those categories. I didn't have to get through any number of them, right? I got plenty of time to. I only really wanted to talk about one person. I got plenty of time to do that. So there you go, buddy boy. Like I said, you're welcome to come on. Thank you, Don Juniors. Buckman is actually more normal than most of these guys. And you and Scarlett type similarity. Is that Joey or me? Ice. Feels like Joey, right? A little out there, a little whatever. Okay. Yes, I did. You are a liar and a backpedal. Okay. It's PED, not PET. Let's go there. So we'll do that. But if you think you derailed me, you win. I don't care. You win. I got to do a show. I got people that want to watch. We're maintaining an audience, which I think is about twice what you got the other night. So it's like, cool, right? Like, that's it. That's what it is. It's fun. I'm sorry, but you're no fucking mastermind. You're not derailing anybody. You're not like winning and whatever. You're a fucking joke. Joke. Garrett is a hack. Another Buckman L confirmed. Thank you, Garrett. I chalk them up. I put them up on my board like other people put W's. All right. I want my future prez to be able to spell. Look, I'll live with the inability to spell if they would just make sense, right? So, oh, this is a cute one. Are you going to call Bob Levy for therapy? Yeah, because that's what it's all Bob and I do is talk about you, Joey. All we have to do. Joey has 13 black kids. Invest in private prisons. Oh my God. That's pretty funny. But yeah. I don't know. Joey's going to be president. Invest in law enforcement. I'm going to guess. Joey, now you're owning me, buddy. Call your therapist, Bob Levy. Right? But that's what Bob and I talk about. And Joey, occasionally, actually, you do come up. But it's usually how like funny you are and why we're laughing at what you're doing. And Bob was on earlier today. I could send Bob the link. I could send anybody the link, but I didn't want to bother anybody. And I know Brennan goes on today, so Bob might go on there. And then I guess the pineapple was on. I don't want to be a dick because I wasn't really supposed to do this anyway. And I only did this because I couldn't stream last night. I had a migraine. And but Joey, again, honest to God, man, anytime you want to come on, you can do it. And listen, I'll make some concessions. I don't know. We could give you like the first 15 minutes after the audio problems are over. You could talk about anything you want. You can ask me any question you want. Not that I'm necessarily going to answer it, but the basics are: no, I've never been in jail. No, I haven't been arrested yet. And I have paid my taxes. That's always a nervous one, because those are brutal. And Bob is a national treasure. Honest to God, do you? Honest to God, you hate. I don't really believe in a God, but that's neither here nor there. Call Bob Levy for advice. Your therapist. You're calling bitch about me. That is so sad. Like I said, Joey, that's what I'm gonna. I'll call him, but Gina's back. She was away, so she's back. It has to be like in the middle of the night when I'm in tears, really upset about this, and as an aside, broken Gino jaw really shines in a different light once you see Pat Dixon in short sleeves. Yeah. I will tell you that I am of the belief that there was no broken jaw. never thought there was. And there's a lot of that stuff that goes on. All right. Joey C. Oh my God. Joey, take 2 seconds to read what you type before you send it. No, because we want the real Joey, the visceral Joey, the interior Joey. All right. In any event, Joey, I'm going to move on from you for the moment, but let me just read Frankfurt M. Frank gets a pass almost every goddamn show. I don't know why, but ever since Bob came back MLC, it's shocking how much funnier KB is than him. I guess I knew before, but I didn't know it was by such a wide margin. Disagree. I think KB's show's been a lot better, and I think it's Bob he doesn't need to be the star. He's very happy to set you up, and I think that really works. All right. How we made it through 30 minutes of rush without 55 super chats promoting beef tips and bacon bits. Someone better perform a wellness check. It's very funny. I heard so I had no idea who this guy was, right? Or I don't really know who these guys are. But from what I've been told, last night there was a guy on with Pat, and then somebody was like, that's the indoor granny. And I just found out before that's the bacon bits guy. So, and I'm not being a dick about saying I don't know who they are or any of those things. It's a time thing. I just don't have a lot of time. So, I like Bob and I'm happy he's back, but I will shit on him. See, Frank, this is the deal, man. If you're going to give a compliment, just give the compliment, right? If you're going to throw an insult, just throw the insult. But throwing an insult followed up by a compliment does not make the insult less. It just makes it sting more because now you just feel disingenuous. All right? It's just old man advice, So, I'm going to move on. I did watch last night a little bit of the what do you call it? Life forms thing. Now, I said before I don't watch it normally, and I definitely don't watch any of them about me. And I was being kind, right? But it's like they're three fucking idiots. So why in the world would I watch that? And knowing me, because I'm a fucking lunatic, I would wind up letting it affect me, you know? So, because I generally tend to like people. But I have this. I get this. So in my list of, creeps, cowards, clowns, conmen, and whatnot, I'm going to go with, I want to just throw it in there real quick that the Neil putting up a GoFundMe or whatever the fuck it is for a computer feels very conmanish to me. And so he's my, what do we call this, kids? The thing we put in our, not a refresher, the thing we put in our mouth to cleanse our palate. Anyway, so I'm going to cleanse my palate with Neil. I like Neil. I don't dislike Neil. He's been on the show. I don't really have him on because he doesn't, he's on too many places and it just doesn't make sense. But there you go. But Needy Neil. Sorbet is the food item that can be used, but that's not the what it's called. It's not an aperitif. It's something. There's a name for it. Serenity, you were Googling baseball games or hours before. How about doing that? So Garrett is a hack. Thoughts on 40-year-old men who can't afford a computer. Garrett is a hack. How about adding 10 years to that? And then get back to me. But yeah, I just I'm sorry. I don't understand it. Amuse Bouche, friend of the show. Thank you, friend of the show. Yeah. And look, the other part of it too is somebody whispered in my ear that if Deadpool, David Chandler died, half the dabbleverse would go broke. Right? So there we go. Serenity now, Schmuel proving he belongs on his own clown list. Right there next to you, buddy. I'm willing to go on any clown list you want, Serenity, as long as you're right there with me. And because that's where you are. All right. So anyway, last night I'm watching this thing. Let's see if we can get it up. Oh. I think I'm in. I'm not. I'm going to go back just a cut here. So again, I've said I don't know how to clip. So we're going to wind up over watching this a little bit. But N and Tommy break up. Who's NN, Shades? I don't think Tommy broke up with anybody. But Tommy's now on the Mersh list, right? Like Mersh is promoting him. All right. Let's do a little share screen here. Life forms. Share. I just want you to listen. I'm going to play this full screen, but I'd like you to listen to this for the next couple of minutes. Let me make sure I'm in full screen. And let's give it a shot. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. These guys don't deserve it. I will do this myself. I don't understand why. Let's try that. God damn it. All right.
Ceremony.
I should check and make sure you all can hear that. But here we go.
Fat fucking bitch.
Rip.
And we're never gonna forget that. Like that's gonna be on your epitaph, my friend. So own it. Own being a bitch and try to fucking make something out of your life instead of trying to pretend like it didn't happen and like we're gonna forget. We don't forget. We got receipts, brother.
I got a fucking song about it, bitch. We ain't forgetting.
And that matchup, this matchup with Final Boss and Big Dubs ties back to that first episode of Life Forms on Final Boss on Clowntown, and the key part of that was the meltdown where you had to go to the mental hospital and all that shit.
But no, I forgot he would. Dude, he was that fucked up. Oh my god, go ahead.
But if you remember, like, people always look at this like we've talked about Final Boss being like Big Dub's sidekick or his like son, or he is kind of like a subservient. He Final Boss ball washes Big Dub all the time. But when I was driving today, I had a revelation because I always kind of put Big Dub above Final Boss, and like Final Boss is subservient. I actually remembered in that episode, Final Boss, like, remember when he said he was gonna, if he found out anyone was trolling him, he was gonna, he said, if I find out Big Dub is trolling me, I'm gonna end it, myself. He said that about himself. So
unalive myself?
Yeah, exactly. So
oh my god.
When he said that,
I didn't know that.
One, you can really never trust anything that Mir says. No, Chow says. But Mir, it's like this pathetic little girl laughter. And and for a midget, he sure does have a lot of thoughts on what a real man should be like. But in any event, I digress.
That
Yeah, and Big Dub was very taken back by like, don't say that, don't do that, and everyone was kind of climbing on him and everything. I was like, wow, he's really like, that's really sad and desperate and pathetic that he was doing that, like those cries for help on the stream. But then now that I think about it, he's kind of been using that as leverage or like blackmail over Big Dub. So like, if you ever turn on me, Big Dub, you know what? I told you what's going to happen. So I actually kind of think Big Dub is getting played by Final Boss.
how long ago was this that he said this?
It was the episode where he had the crash out about the.
This is like just sort of made up bullshit, but I'm going to get into it. And Joey, I see what you say, which is, hold on, buddy, hold on. I will support Dan. He's a great person. By the time I'm finished today, I hope to change your opinion. All right. So, there we go. Dan for vice president. He'd make Agnew look, like a good guy.
Really?
Thing. Yeah.
The
I
Karmic
missed
shit?
that part of it.
It
Was that
on
Karmic
Clown-
crash out? Oh no,
No,
that's
it's
the
on-
Clown Town. I got you.
With,
Yeah, yeah.
with
That was way
when we
back.
first discovered Ava Raisa on
Okay.
that shit, remember?
Yeah, I
Yeah, so-
would hate her. Yeah, he was tweaking on her to act all conservative and shit. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was that episode, and then he deleted all of his accounts. He posted that tweet about being FAG and all that type of shit. So, yeah, I always like it flipped things on me because I started thinking about it, I was like,
That's
Big
fucking
Dub-
wild that he said that, man. That's like you kind of
He's
blew my mind right
crazy.
now.
Dude, he went to a mental hospital. This guy's fucking.
Final Boss ball washes Big Dub all the time, but when I was driving today, I had a revelation because I always kind of put Big Dub above Final Boss, and like Final Boss is subservient. I actually remembered in that episode, Final Boss, like, remember when he said he was gonna if he
I'm gonna replay this part because I want to point something specific out.
found out anyone is trolling him, he was gonna. He said, if I find out Big Dub is trolling me, I'm gonna end it. Myself. He said that about himself. So
Unalive myself?
yeah, exactly. So
Oh my god,
when he said that,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Big Dub was very taken back by like, don't say that, don't do that, and everyone was kind of climbing on him and everything. I was like, wow, he's really like, that's really sad and desperate and pathetic that he was doing that, like those cries for help on the stream. But then now that I think about it, he's kind of been using that as leverage or like blackmail over Big Dub. So like, if you ever turn on me, Big Dub, you know what? I told you what's gonna happen. So I actually kind of think Big Dub is getting played by Final Boss.
How long
because
ago was this that he said this?
It was the episode where he had the crash out about the
Really?
thing. Yeah,
The
I
Karmic
missed
shit?
that part of it.
it
Was that
on
Karmic
Clown-
crash out? Oh no,
No,
that's
it's
the
on-
Clown Town. I got you. Yeah,
With,
yeah.
with
That was
when
way
we
back.
first discovered Ava Raisa on that
Okay.
shit, remember?
Yeah, I
so-
would hate her. Yeah, he was tweaking on her to act all conservative and shit. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was that episode, and then he deleted all of his accounts. He posted that tweet about being FAG and all that type of shit. So yeah, I always like it flipped things on me because I started thinking about it, I was like,
That's
Big
fucking
Dub-
wild that he said that, man. That's like you kind of
He's
blew my mind. Right
Joey C. Dan is the best. You hate him because he does a better show than you. Okay. Whatever you say, Joey.
No.
Dude, he went to a mental hospital. This guy's fucking loose, dude. There's screws loose in his fucking head, bro. He's nuts.
Well, I always
Nuts.
thought like, why would Final Boss be so subservient to Big Dub? Because like, I compared their IQs in the files, and like, Big Dub is way below Final Boss. Neither are great, but it's kind of like, man, like, how's his leadership working? There's no real opportunities Big Dub's given him. There's no clout to be gathered from Big Dub right now. Like,
Right.
there's this loyalty lasting so long with him versus everyone else. He uses them, he sucks them for all their clout and moves on. But yeah, then it got me thinking they're actually more on that same level than we probably ever thought. So
Yeah.
it's a good matchup.
No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant because they're both. emotionally weak men in their own way, I would say. Because Big Dub is a little bit older, a little bit more seasoned, but he's still emotionally, in distress. And Final Blob has had, a rough
We've seen you dance, Little Mirror. You got a lot of balls calling anybody else a weak man.
go with things as a young man, and that's why he's an incel at this point. So I think, they're from two different worlds, but I think when you compare their emotions together, their emotional failures as men, it's pretty cut even, I would say. And this is going to be a really fun debate and talking point with you guys, because this is going to be nuts, because it's going to be very hard to decide who's a third place consolation prize winner to this life forms bracket that we have, parlayed up.
The interesting thing about these two guys is they do have the commonality of being emasculated by women. Final Boss being left by his girlfriend that he was in love with. He wanted to, I don't know if he wanted to propose or he thought that it was like going to be serious.
He proposed. Yeah. He proposed at a wedding.
She ostracized him. Final Dub, Big Dub, left. His wife left
him. Garrett is a hack. Who won the matchup? I don't think anybody stayed long enough to find out.
Him with, I think, child or maybe more than one child, and gave him the Dear John letter and said, "I no longer in love with you.
I need a bigger dick."
So he's still like trying to get his like legs under him of like finding like, okay, what's the next step in my life now that I'm a divorced dad and I only get to see my daughter, once a month, and I'm gonna stream from my, like, he doesn't even have the funny thing with Big Dub too is he's all in on the Clown Town and he's promoting it. But he just keeps, I don't know if you ever noticed, he's always streaming like in his little kitchenette, like on the kitchen island. Like in this time, like he lives.
This guy's streaming from his wife's OnlyFans studio, but we're supposed to be thinking about Big Dub.
And I don't know if it's a studio apartment or like a 1-bedroom apartment, but you can see like the front door, like right behind him. Like you can tell he's in like this little congested area and he's got his little laptop on top of the kitchen island and he's, huddled in there. And this is like what he looks forward to every week is doing the Clown Town and doing the other stuff that he's doing. And, and he's trying to figure out like, okay, where do I go from here? I'm a 48-year-old man who is unattractive to women and I got to have a new hobby and it's moving on. It's trying to find the next chapter in your life when you've kind of missed the boat and you kind of missed out on what you thought was going to be the future for you. So it's a very interesting matchup of two men that have just had their nuts chopped off by life. And where do they go from here? And that's where they.
All right. So enough of that. I have, we're going to go into the, what do you call it? I want to go into the Ava and Stuttering John clip from last night, but this first needs to be addressed, which is, I've known Dub for quite a while. And, this is, what does Vince say? Something about these comments being projection or whatever. Dub, a lot of times when we're streaming and stuff, the thing that always comes first is his kids. And he takes his kids out. He's with them all the time. I think they've probably been on the phone when we talked. And they're beautiful children. I mean, no parent would be prouder of their kids than these guys. So, and Dubs, for whatever, all I can say to you is, Dan, right? I mean, this is a fucking guy, right? Who had to, here's how they had to order stamps from 17 different countries to get enough to ship his bride to the States. I mean, she's not just a mail order bride. She's a mail order bride that required a lot of stamps. If you know what I mean, and this fucking guy is so full of shit in every aspect of his life. And he wants to be a troll. When I first came into the dabbleverse, he tried to befriend me. And I was with him, talking to him for a while and stuff. But something started to feel off pretty quickly. And then the one thing that felt off and why I gave up on him is because 100% was his trying to spread gossipy rumors about people, attempting to dox the sorcerer. The man's a piece of shit, and he just lies, and it's like lie, and sounds like a Simon and Garfunkel song, but I am saying that because that was what happened to me with him, was lie, saying things about my wife that weren't true. And he loves to play the game. Oh, I don't say anything bad. I just make innocuous little comments. Innocuous will come up in a minute. And I want to see you get to see him squirm. And the person who I did not expect to pull it off, but pulled it off, was Ava Reiser. And we're gonna have Ava not on with us, but she will be. Let's pull this over. This is a clip from yesterday's SJ show, and we're gonna go into this, but how do I say he's not a good person. And the rumor has been all along that one of the reasons why John defends him so much and has him on so much is because there's an exchange, a transactional exchange, a US currency transactional exchange. I don't know whether it's true. It's alleged, but it makes sense. And knowing that he's paid other people often to do things, it makes sense to me that it would happen here. And I am even aware of an incident where he paid someone to go on a show to go after JMO. And that was going to be funny, supposedly. But a little bit of bullshit. Look, I get the trolling. I get people having fun and picking on people and stuff. And some people are really good at it, right? Like Melton makes it funny, Kevin makes it funny, Julie makes it funny. Those guys, I think, may make it funny. But Bobby Hutch, come on, buddy. Come on. You think John is paying Dan? What the fuck? So, and are you sure you get the trolling? I get the trolling, right? And my thing about trolling is that what's funny is a lot of the trolls, it's they'll think that, they'll be like locales, and we're going to own these locales. Sometimes what happens is, and I think it happens more frequently than not, is that it really is sort of this symbiotic relationship, right? Because these guys think they're trolling you and owning you, and you're also using them at the same time. So there we go. Let's just say Jim Sharkey at Poker Mike 76. As an aside, I was standing right next to Annette Rodney's, and I shot the alternative take that you can actually see, unless Stevie. All right, I should have read that before I posted it up. Flat Cat Jessica, funny, might be stretching it. Yeah. So, like, in my view, the Lifeforms crew, they're like Mean Girl, the Mean Girls movie. The only thing is they're not cool, but they think they're cool. And, the three of them plus the guy with his hair, what the fuck? Skarika, I think is his name. the financial wizard, Nepo baby. They sit around jerking each other off, and I find it hilarious that they fucking talk. They talk shit about other people, and they say things about other people, and you're like, you're the least of anyone that should be talking about anybody else. It is just fucking funny. I'm gonna pop into Joey C here. Beside Fuckman, I'm a way better poker player than you. Remember, I won second place in the big game. So that makes me always better than you. Why? Because I am a skilled player. You are not, Fuckman. All right, Joey, it should be, let's just do this, okay? This then should be than, okay? Spelling is one thing, but misusing words like that makes you look stupid. All right. So you're a better poker player than me. All right. That's what you're trying to say. Okay. No one, just to run through this real quick, no one runs around saying they won second place. Okay. You lost. That's why you're in second place. If you won, you'd be first. Okay. You got it. All right. And more importantly, a $20 poker game, I don't care. It's like if it goes on too long, that's really my main reason. And old Andy and I get along great. ATP sucks. ATP not only sucks, ATP is essentially a doxer. ATP looks at people's he knows all about your tax records, your anything that's happened to you that's public information, that guy knows. And he loves fucking sharing it with people, right? And he thinks that it makes him better than you and own you and whatnot. When everybody really knows daddy had money, he lives in a shit place in the Bahamas, and his best love girlfriend is what I think we would normally refer to, allegedly, a prostitute. But more importantly, won second place money, asshole. What did you win? Do you care we all watch? Wait, I can't even fucking read this. You're a liar and pissed off that you lost. Joey, I fucking gave up, man. It went on for too long. But you know what? I lost. That's it. But you know, I lost at a bunch of poker games. And but I did win $3,300 the other night at a stupid bubble craps machine. So we'll go with that. But let's watch Ava do something that Ava doesn't often do, which is when she argues, she does not often stay focused. And in this argument, I believe she stayed focused. But I want you to focus on Danny Boy as he squirms with the questions. I wish I knew how to just make him go, but there we go. All right, Joe, last one. You lost like a bitch and cried like a bitch. Yes, Joe, I lost like a bitch and I cried like a bitch. And I'm still willing to debate you, even though you are the superior poker player. And I'm sure superior debater. But you're afraid of me. So I got it. No problem. Poker Mike, I thought Ava cleaned them up last night. 100%. 100%. And so there we go. Why do you stop your show if I'm not on your radar? Why is that, Fuckman? Because it's fun to do this to you, Joey. That's why. I mean, it really is, right? There's nothing more funny than a guy bragging about winning a $20 poker game and thinking that makes him a superior poker player. and an online poker game at that. But we'll go there. But we are going to move on. The debate is open. You have my email. I think you even have my phone number. You have anything you want a link? Anytime, buddy. Anytime. All right. So let's watch this, and I may stop it during the way because I have to make it transformative. But it is Stallion 19's clip. I guess I
see type box on John's show.
The 47
Here.
swattings. Is that what we're talking about?
And you said that I didn't ask you about them, and then she went and they did a show and they stood by them. Can you walk me through what happened with that guy, Tomlinson?
Do you want the Reader's Digest version, or how deep of a dive do you want to go?
What did you do?
Is his name Patrick?
Yes, his name is Patrick.
Wow, I get troll mail from Patrick Tomlinson every day.
Do you really?
Every day while I was cleaning my garage. I swear on my life.
John cleaning his garage is apparently such a unique experience. He assigns times in his life to that.
I look at
it's probably because he's seeing you with this dick licker right here. He's like, hey, this guy's hanging out with the Dan.
No, this Patrick Tomlinson always sends me like letters every day, trolling me.
So here's the deal. A lot of the stuff that Lucy has talked about, there's multi layers to it. And I'll try to explain this. So there's some emails that say Dan Mullen sent this email. I did not send those emails. Okay, so there's people impersonating me because now some of it I did kind of harass this guy.
John is so desperate to keep friends, he doesn't want any reason for a Dan fallout, but he might be risking an Ava fallout. So that's one of the things that makes me lean towards Dan throwing him a few bucks on this. But again, I have no idea.
Don't refute what she's saying. I'm just asking for you, what happened. Just you tell me what happened.
Okay, I'm going to try to keep it because I don't want to bore John here. I'm going to try to keep this as tight as possible. There was a subreddit that was dedicated to Opie and Anthony. And right around the time that Anthony got fired from the show, there was nothing really to talk about. The show didn't exist anymore. He got fired. Opie and Anthony ceased to exist. Somebody found this guy on Twitter talking about Norm Macdonald. He said, hey, I don't find Norm Macdonald funny. It was some email along the line. So people started trolling him. There was a lot of kind of trolling, like you see in the dabbleverse. The same thing, people sending comments or whatever. I was one of those
Imagine the sin of saying Norm Macdonald he didn't find funny.
people. I was making comments to him on Twitter, so on and so forth. This person, Patrick Tomlinson, tried to sue people. He called them 60 John Does for people saying that he defamed them. Almost kind of like a lawsuit like you see in the dabbleverse. I was one of those people. I was named a John Doe. He tried to sue me for.
He did not try to sue. He sued. Very different.
For $100,000. Because and for innocuous stuff. Like if you looked at this lawsuit and I could find it for you, it's like nothing. It's a nothing burger. He's an author. He wrote science fiction books, whatever.
So this is a guy that was intimately involved in the lawsuit. And as we hear, he went to the hearings and shit like that. But, I'd have to go back and find it for you. Yeah.
So I took that personally. And yes, and so there was a whole lawsuit. He ended up losing the lawsuit. The owner of the Opie and Anthony forums got money back from him and he had to pay back for it. I went to the court hearing.
The individual did not win the lawsuit. I'll explain that later, but let's go on because I don't want to ruin the fun.
For that lawsuit, because I was part of the lawsuit. I wanted to see him lose that lawsuit. So I did attend that in person, which is where a lot of this Dan is stalking him or whatever. No, I went to a lawsuit that I was named in with him. This gentleman claimed that people were swatting him. I had nothing to do with that. There's some people that think he swatted himself or it was a criminal that swatted him. I have no knowledge of that whatsoever. I've never done anything illegal. Did I go to Milwaukee? Yes.
What does that mean? You went to Milwaukee.
I went to a court. I sat in a court hearing that I was part of in Milwaukee. And yes, and I also walked by his house and I took a picture of his house when he wasn't home. So that people call that stalking. I call that, kind of taking my little trophy picture.
This gentleman also walked past and took pictures of one Chad Zumach's house.
I've never met him in person. I never accosted him in any way. And that's the story. And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, if there's anything more you want to know, I'm happy to answer it.
Did you ever dox him online?
No, he's I never doxed him. His information's out there. He's a professional author. He's like a celebrity. He's like a John on the Stuttering John. Like he's a professional author. All his information.
Doxing, its meaning has expanded, but its original meaning was taking information that was public, technically, and then blasting it all over the internet. So I think safely we could say that they were doxing.
Out there. I never doxed him myself.
So you were involved in a trolling operation to someone analogous to Stuttering John, and that went as far as a court case that you attended, and then you walked by that person's house and took a picture of yourself walking by it.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Okay. Now. Okay. Now. Okay.
The Abba chuckle actually gives me a chuckle because she does know how ridiculous this is.
But no, here's the thing, Abba, that I really find hysterical. All right, so Dan did that. Okay, but is that the equivalent of what Chitway has done?
Yes.
Really? I don't believe so.
I never tried to get him fired. I never tried to do any like real world thing other than just making comments online,
Is
which
that the
he took personally.
equivalent of him calling you to infiltrate my family member?
I think so, and I think maybe there might even be an example of that Dan didn't mention. That's to me,
I'd argue what you've done is probably a worse affront than anything that you just accused me of. The trying to cozy up to John's family. And once again, I'm not trying to drive a wedge between us. I have respect for you, but like John just said, my stuff was just innocent online trolling. And I went and if somebody sues me, you're goddamn right. I'm going to go to the court hearing. I don't care if it's in Timbuktu. I'm going to fly there.
Innocent goddamn trolling. Innocent goddamn trolling involved swatting, sending people to the man's house, pictures, harassing the guy in public, essentially destroying his life. Innocent.
I'm going to see that person lose in court. And I did that.
It's not a moral trophy to show up at a court hearing for a lawsuit against you.
Really?
How not?
Really? So
he's suing you. You can't brag about showing up there.
That I won. That I won. That I made you lose.
Whoa. What are you implying? I did with John's family.
He just said it. What John just said.
No, I said what Chitwayer asked you to do.
Yeah, Chitwayer asked me to do something that I didn't do.
I know what I'm trying to say is.
Ava did go by the kid's house. She told us that on air. She also said she felt bad about doing it. So I will give her that.
I don't perceive Dan to be as bad as that, and I think it's horrible that you would even accuse him after Chitway does show after show on me and harasses my family, my friends, and every part of my life.
John, to me,
can we just, you know how in a debate you have givens, or even in math you have givens? Can we just assume that the given here is that John is an idiot? And what Ava is doing is she's trying to point something out. She's trying to show John that he may be getting in bed with somebody he doesn't want to get in bed with.
To me, this is the moral leg that I stand on. Like when I shit on people like the Chitwayer, is that I don't have like a history of being online and harassing people ever in my whole
We're
life.
talking about one person you're talking about.
Well, who knows what else he's done? I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. So
I'm just saying this guy. I'm saying Dan is just like the people that are with you, and it's weird that. And so,
if somebody sued you, if somebody sued you for $100,000 for some innocuous comment that you made on Twitter, would you take that personal?
Okay. So you're stating that all you.
Dan made innocuous comments on Twitter, but when asked what were these innocuous comments, he can't tell us.
Did is make one innocuous comment on Twitter.
I mean, more than one innocuous comment, but they were everything was innocuous.
Only for just one. Okay.
Okay.
But $100,000 is like real money. Like that's like you have to get a lawyer. Like that becomes that. I'm a human being. I take things personally. You try to come at me or my family, my claws are coming out. So yeah, am I guilty of fighting back and defending myself?
Weren't you coming at him and his family?
The odd thing is that I'm not taking sides, and I love.
Of course, John is taking sides because he's an idiot. But I've said that before.
Both of you. But the only thing I can't understand is why you're so obsessed with Dan when I have so many people right now attacking me left and right, and the only two people right now in my corner are you two, and you're choosing to now have a problem.
Big W, did he make up a bunch of stories about the guy's personal life? Excellent question. One would argue that they were made up. I can't tell you whether he made them up, but
with the other person that is in my corner, and I don't know why that is your choice.
I don't find these ethical issues to be negotiable as far as teams. I think it's fucked up to do certain things, and it doesn't matter whose side anyone is on in them. And it's weird.
Well, he just told you his reasoning. If you don't accept him, that's fine.
His reasoning is the same reasoning everyone has for with you.
Dan,
100%. 100%.
I don't see the equivalency at all. I don't get what you're talking about. You're talking about something.
You concluded that this guy, this author, is just some jerk off that like was just talking shit or just made some stupid comment about Norm Macdonald.
This guy doxed me. This guy doxed me and my family. He doxed my job. He reached out to my job. This mother. If you want to get into the details, he reached out to my job, tried to get me fired. Tried to get me fired over some silly comment I made on Twitter.
Notice that they're silly comments, they're innocuous comments, but we're not being told what the comments are. Like, wouldn't you, I don't know, take my friend Serenity now, right? If I were to sue him over something stupid that he said, don't you think that Serenity now would say, hey, this is what I said about Buckman and he came after me? I think he would.
So there's a lot of stuff that you don't understand.
I'm asking. I asked you to explain what those things are.
He reached out to my employer and said that I was like a criminal. He said I was a cyber criminal.
The question that doesn't get asked here is, when did he do that?
Because I made a comment on Twitter.
Is that okay, Albert?
$100,000.
Well, is it okay that you've done that in response to people with you?
Me?
Yeah.
Who the f am I reaching out to?
When people with you, you respond and saying, hey, this guy just like tried to with my family.
All right, so he had a problem with this guy, Patrick. Let Patrick fight this battle.
You're the Patrick of the analogy, John. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like,
Dan hasn't done any of this to me.
I haven't done anything to Joe.
This is like lending Joey C money. He hasn't taken it from you, stolen from you yet.
John.
Okay.
What have I done, Ava? Like, is this like the Minority Report you're like seeing in the future? Let's penalize Dan for something that might happen a year from now.
All he's been is supportive.
John, I'm not claiming he's done anything to you. I'm just saying we should be morally consistent. And when you got a guy like Dan out there that like
what he's saying, this was how many years ago was this, Dan?
This is like 5 or 6 years ago.
There's a lot of time shifting that goes on in these arguments. So this was 5 or 6 years ago, and it moves to 10 years as it becomes convenient.
All right, so he's telling you what happened.
Wouldn't we be hypocrites to engage in that argument when Kumia says that about what we've like called him out for? When he says, well, that was a certain amount of time ago.
No, but did he hit on what he thought was a 14? I mean,
no, but the point is ethics have to be consistent.
All right, so what are the ethics? What
the ethics are? The ethics.
So I have a piece.
Schmuel should sue Serenity. The problem is I like Serenity. I couldn't do it. I actually do. He's fun, and I enjoy my back and forth with him.
You got me guilty as charged. I'm a piece of shit. Okay, what now?
Oh, so now I'm saying, okay, whatever, man.
No, what ethically thing did Dan do that was so bad? I don't even get it.
How much money did that individual end up having to pay because of what you all were doing to him?
He sued 60 people for $100,000 a piece. He was trying to make it was a $6 million lawsuit.
Right.
He didn't get anyone's information. He basically focused on the person who ran the website. That person got a really good lawyer, protected himself, had a lot.
How much money did Tomlinson lose?
Well, it was $20,000, but then he didn't pay, and then it became interest, and then it turned into like $60,000 or $70,000. He didn't have to
bankrupted him. It bankrupted him.
No, I didn't bankrupt him, but he had to. I think his mother had to help him out pay for it because he didn't. Most people don't have $60,000 laying around. But
Dan enjoys this, right? Like he's enjoying the fact that they set out and destroyed this fucking guy's life, made his life a living hell. And that he had to borrow money from his mother to solve problems.
That's what happens with a lawsuit. I mean, I think we all know that you take out a lawsuit, and now here's the other thing that you're not taking into consideration. He was funded by his lawsuit. He had an organization that gave him money to do this lawsuit, so he wasn't doing this out of his own pocket. It was like a free roll for him.
I guess to me, it's an individual that tweeted just that he didn't think Norm Macdonald's funny, and that you and a group of people like ruined his life and put him under and made him lose so much money and caused so much misery to his personal life in a gross trolling way that every day
How
when
is his life ruined?
Hold
How
on,
is
let me
his
finish,
life
let me
ruined?
finish. When I come on John's show and I just shit on all these other people, it's on the basis of just that is a fucked up like way to be, and I'd never participate in that, no matter what people do to me.
All right. There's about 50 of you in here. Poker Mike, question. Does anyone believe Dan? 1 for yes, 2 for no.
And I don't want to be a hypocrite about it. And to me, it's fucked up that you did that. And it's odd that you're just like, I don't know. I'm just gonna call you out.
Do I
about
need
it.
to take an ethics class, Lava? Do I need to
I don't
go
want you
back
to
to
take
ethics
an
school?
ethics class. I'm not gonna pull any punches
An ethics class might not be a bad idea for Dan.
with you that I don't for anybody else. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I hear where you're coming from, but you know,
Is it-
it's-
I still don't even hear how much you're refuting about what they said happened.
well, I'm refuting the illegal. Like Lucy Tightbox was saying that I swatted him. I did all these like illegal things. Some
Was
of the
he swatted?
communication- He was swatted. It had nothing to do with me. I was not involved with that.
I'm surprised he didn't sue Lucy Tightbox then.
I have no connection to anything illegal. I've never done anything illegal towards that gentleman.
As one of the 40, John,
And illegal? We're talking about a civil matter.
Joe, isn't that? Did you condemn the people swatting him?
Yes, I did condemn it on multiple occasions. I said this is bullshit.
Those, let's get it right.
Where can I see that?
60 John Doe. It's Tomlinson versus something or other. It's on. It's very easy to find. If you go on, I'm sure if you go on Kiwi Farms, you probably could find it very.
Again, a guy who was thoroughly engaged, thoroughly involved in the suit. Most of the 60 people didn't even bother. But Dan got all up in it and has this memory issue.
Very easily.
Oh, hey, Kiwi Farms. Oh man.
All right, so wait, let me wrap my head around this now, Dan.
Sure.
So this guy trashed Norm Macdonald, and you and a bunch of people decided.
John, he didn't trash. This guy's just I could think like a sign.
Guru One. I know I couldn't give two shits about this Tomlinson dude. Yeah, that's actually true. I don't think anybody does, but that's not the point, right? The point is not how Tomlinson behaved or what Tomlinson did, but it is about how did this get to where it got, and it got there because of these fucking guys.
Fiction author, and he just tweeted that he didn't think Norm Macdonald was funny. I disagree with that. Norm Macdonald's like probably my favorite comedian.
I love Norm. Okay,
So that's all he
Can
did.
I simplify this for the audience, please?
I'm simplifying it for the audience. Okay, that's the end of my statement. That's all that guy did. Now the rest of this, go ahead.
All right, so then this guy didn't like Norm Macdonald, right, Dan?
Yep.
And then you and 59 others decided to make his life miserable.
There were at least 1,000 people involved in it.
Me and 59 others on a subreddit made comments about him. We didn't even initially there was no engagement with him at all.
Did you
There
do
was
shows after show trashing him?
No, I did.
No, just be direct about the timeline. Don't say what you didn't do. Just say what you did.
Say what I did. Like I've told you what I did.
Don't keep saying what. I don't think so. Just John's asking these questions. Answer him.
The subreddit was all about the Opie and Anthony show. People were talking about him almost like they talk about Joe Cumia or any character that's
All
on
right,
the Opie and
whatever.
Anthony
So now this guy, so you're all mad at this guy because they didn't find Norm Macdonald funny, correct?
And if the information that I've been provided is correct, Dan was kicked out of the subreddit because it all was starting to go a little too far.
Yep. And then he tried to take down the website and he did all this like aggressive. It wasn't a one-way street. This guy was harassing people.
By the way, who's on subreddits anyway? I mean, it's
Nobody worth worrying about these days. That's for sure.
Dan was.
Yeah, 10
Yeah, I
years.
know, but
This is 10 years ago. This is like this is when Opie and Anthony
yeah,
was still on the
obviously
air.
it
Time shift.
doesn't matter if it was 80 years ago. But either way, okay, so this guy said he didn't find Norm funny and everyone attacked him. But how do they know his real name?
Because he's a published author. He's an actual like.
All right. So then now he says Norm's not funny.
Published author, like the guy had a couple of self-published books on Amazon. Bobby Hutch. Yes, this is about how Dan is a notorious troll. This is what he does. And Ava is trying to smarten John up, but he's too stupid. It's amazing that everybody that watches this can see that. 100%. We can see it. And John is either not getting it because he's too stupid to understand, or he's got another reason to not get it. And I tend to not rely, but I tend to fall towards the other
And
reason.
then everybody, all you guys decide to trash him, correct?
Yeah, people were trashing him.
He
Okay.
said that. No, John, go ahead.
Okay, so now that you're all trashing him, then he gets mad that you're all trashing him, and he decides to sue you. Is that
Correct. Yep. Yeah, that's basically what happened.
I'm
He
sorry.
sued the
I'm just
website
trying
and
to-
said,
I'm trying to. If you could trust my broadcasting skills,
No,
I'm trying to simplify this. Okay,
you're a legend. I'm a civilian.
he said his argument was, I want to get
simplify it.
his argument was, I want to get the identity of all these anonymous people that are trashing me on this website.
Actually, Dan is active on the Hackverse subreddit. I am not surprised. Dan does not tend to have a little bit of, what would one call it, lack of character.
And they're defaming me, and I'm gonna get money from a source to sue these people and get their identities.
What did you guys say when you trashed him?
We said like his book.
Like when you Diablo Samich, right? Was incredible to watch. Dan looked like he couldn't believe that John couldn't put it together. He was definitely relieved by that, I think, because he really thought this was going to fuck him up with John, and it didn't.
Books suck, you know. It just like stupid, like just nothing. Like,
did you share his
crazy.
address?
No, I never doxed
Did
his
anyone
address.
in your group share his address or show up at his house to pick up furniture?
No.
Okay.
No. Watch.
See, if there's 60 people, you think they're all in?
I mean, there was some shit like that. You have to understand. This is like, this guy is on kiwi farms. This is like, there's like thousands of people that know about this guy. So like, I can't be held responsible for what some
John,
anonymous person does.
This is like when shitware's like, I didn't do this thing to him, but then he creates an environment where there's a bunch of trolls that are
So
doing
Dan
it.
created this environment.
No, he's not the shitware in this.
You're giving me a lot of credit, Ava.
He's not the shitware.
Did Dan create this subreddit environment?
But then Schmuel could make that same
I
argument.
am asking you
Okay.
a question. Did Dan create this subreddit environment?
No, but I do feel like when
Hold on.
I don't think that that's a good question. You're asking, did Dan create the environment? He may not have created it, but he sure as hell developed it and kept it going.
Hold on.
Direct answer, no.
Okay. Did Shitware create this environment to trash me every day on his show?
Yeah.
Okay. Now therein lies a very big.
Did Shitware create the environment, or did John do something that precipitated Shitware's creating the environment, or was Carl the one that actually created the environment?
Big difference. Now, let me ask you, Dan. So you were just one of 60 that were involved in trashing this guy because he didn't think Norm MacDonald was funny. Were all you guys talking to each other, or you were all just trashing him anonymously?
It's just anonymous people on the internet. I don't know who any of these people are.
All right, so you're all just trashing people.
Based on my experience, that answer is bullshit. Because Dan likes to get that personal involvement thing, you know, where you get reached out to and talked to, and then he wants to become your buddy.
Yeah, we're just like, you're just making
Everybody's
comments on
trashing
the
this guy.
With that logic, you absolved the Frog, because Frog didn't create this environment, Shirley did. So now Frog is innocent.
No, he's not, because he produces and gets paid by the shitware. He's an employee of the shitware. That's a horrible argument, Abba. He's employed by the shitware. Dan is not employed by the other 59 people that are doing this.
Okay, so if you're not getting paid, then it's okay to be a
No, in
dirtbag.
other words, the shitware created a whole show that every day they trash me. Dan is on a subreddit with 59 people. He doesn't.
Big W, I have to pollute the environment since the environment wasn't created. It's not my fault. I didn't create it. Yeah, you know, they dumped all that toxic waste in that place over there. Let me go dump in thousands of more gallons.
know, and they're all beating up on a guy.
And there's really 10 times that. There's like there's hundreds of people.
John,
Like, I just got picked out of a crowd.
John, me and you, like, some of the people that have like called and threatened. I don't know how much people call you, but the people that have called and threatened me and
$1 billion.
yeah, they're not getting paid by the shitware, but the shitware kind of directs them. That's the argument.
I don't give a frog's fat ass. I'm
Okay.
only concerned with the fucking guy that is using my voice and likeness without my fucking written consent. And this shit is minutia.
I watched this and I got to tell you, I'm like, how could John be so fucking stupid as to not see all the analogous behavior to what's been happening to him?
If it's been an issue to you, that's fine. I'm arguing for a society where people don't start doxing people and ruining their lives and
I didn't
all that, because they posted because
him.
oh, he did, he's lying because they posted
Okay.
because they post.
So Dan came on my show and said the sorcerer's real name, and I told him that I was uncomfortable with him doxing the sorcerer, and privated the show after took it down. And Dan's answer to me was, no, he wasn't doxing the sorcerer because the information was already out there.
I think if someone wants to post it, they don't think Norm Macdonald's funny, that we shouldn't share their addresses and end up in a lawsuit with 60 John Does over it. That's all I'm saying. Stay out of people's personal lives. How about that, Dan?
So what exactly am I being accused of again? Tell me what I need to defend myself from. That I'm a piece of shit?
I think that there's a gross troll culture that people's lives that's outside the context of like our shows, and it's not even about comedy, or it's not even about just the community, where you're just like with people's lives, and I'm arguing that you are a direct product of that, and you're one of the people that do that, and I just want to draw a line between me and you on it. I think it's so gross that you did that.
I didn't realize the dabbleverse was the Girl Scouts of America.
It's
I didn't
not the
realize
Girl
that
Scouts. Shut the fuck up.
There's a huge difference between the Girl Scouts being an organization to a group of terrorists, right? And saying, oh, it's not the Girl Scouts, is bullshit, red herring, whatever you fucking people say it.
All right, you know what? Listen, I don't know Patrick Tomlinson. I know this guy sends me fucking troll mail every fucking day, not only to me, to my mother, to my brother, and everybody gets a letter from Patrick Tomlinson.
John,
this guy is not a good guy.
Now you're attacking Patrick?
Yeah. Do you want me to show you the 800 letters he sends my mother?
Do we know that this is even the same person, John?
Do we not?
What a coincidence, though. That's crazy. That
Do we
you
not?
knew his name.
Do we not?
Is it me, guys, or does Dan seem to have a very nervous laughter during this? I picture that underneath the hat and the glasses and the shoulderless hoodie, he's got to be sweating his balls off in there, right? He's so hoping this ends, but he can't leave, so he's got to stay.
Okay, if that's where you're at, that's fine. I don't stand by that. I look at Patrick Tomlinson as a person that tweeted that Norm Macdonald wasn't funny and didn't think that he would end up having.
All right, so Dan said he was funny. Dan says he didn't dox him. The guy sued Dan. Now where we at?
Why did he sue Dan?
Dan?
Because he wanted to. Because I was anonymous. He wanted to get my identity. And now,
John, doesn't that sound like what people say about you? Do you not get the analogy here, John?
I don't get your agenda. No, I don't.
I don't have an agenda. I'm being consistent.
Okay, what's your consistency?
You responded to people.
I sued two people who I know their identity.
I'm not talking about your lawsuit. I'm just talking about your existence in the dabbleverse and the way people.
I don't give a fuck who all these anonymous assholes are.
Okay.
I don't really give a shit.
All right.
Ava, why are you trying to drive a wedge between us? Like I don't understand. Like what are you trying to prove here?
I'm not trying to drive a wedge.
Like I need to exit because of some ethical.
I don't want you to exit.
standard?
You have more carte blanche to be on the show than I do. I'm being morally consistent.
What kind of statement is that?
I'm just saying I'll leave. I'm not trying to drive a wedge so he can be like.
Well, nobody's asking you to leave.
Why does Dan have more carte blanche than you, Robert?
Because I don't feel like because people accuse me of wanting to have control of your show. I'm just saying I
I never said that, did I?
Never. You never said that. You've been
All
nothing
right.
but diplomatic about it. I just find that behavior to be abhorrent. And
All right.
With John, he's so self-absorbed that everything in his head revolves around him. He's incapable of looking past. He's incapable of any peripheral vision. He never sees anything coming.
Okay.
Okay, no, wait, Ava, I really want to drive this home for a second. And I know I'll never, because nobody ever is going to be convinced of anything else that they think. And I know that, and that, because then you're beating a dead horse. But I will tell you that you asked Dan, did he dox him? Dan said no. We don't have any proof to prove that he did. Then what happened is Dan trashed this guy, correct? Now, I've trashed people. You know, we all trash people. Trashing people is one thing. Now, what else did Dan do, in your opinion, Ava, that was so bad that makes him the equivalent of the shitware?
Okay, Dan did something so egregious as to get sued, right? We know about the letter to the bartender. We know there's a lot of stuff out there. And yet, well, he said he didn't do it, so obviously he didn't do it. When Cardiff says, I didn't do that, John's answer is, of course you did. I know you did, with less proof.
If I ask Chris Tomlinson, is that his name? Patrick, if I ask Patrick Tomlinson why he sued you, what would his answer be?
So there's a question for me, why he sued me?
No, what would he say if I asked him why?
Because he thought I was well, if he was taking truth serum, he would say
No, not a truth serum. Just what would he say?
He wanted to get revenge on people that made fun of him online because he is a thin-skinned person, just like a lot of the people in the dabbleverse. Thin-skinned, didn't like that people were making fun of him online, and wanted to get their identities and ruin their lives.
So, John, I just asked Dan what he would say if I asked him that question. Dan stated that he would make the claim that he's a thin-skinned individual that wanted to get revenge on Dan. Do you believe that?
I wasn't there, Alva.
You see Patrick would say, hey, I'm a thin-skinned guy. I just wanted to fuck with Dan.
Well, I don't know that he'd say he's thin-skinned, but he's thin-skinned, hence why he's saying that. I don't know why you're playing the psychological. I don't know what. Like,
well, the only thing I don't understand, Alva, which I think is kind of odd, maybe for me, because I get trashed nonstop way before this dabbleverse, even on the Stern Show, by fan mail, anonymous people. And I've never, ever, nor has Howard, and there were tons. I had a whole box of hate fan mail that I had to sift through in the beginning.
How did that feel for you?
And I will tell you, there are tons of anonymous people that would trash all of us. So I wouldn't think that Howard or I or Jackie or Fred or any of us would take out a lawsuit against 60 people who are just saying we suck.
So maybe, John, it wasn't just 60 people saying he sucked. Maybe there's more to this.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. Just because they all said the guy sucked, then he sued them. And like,
do you really think that that's all Dan did is just say he sucked?
I don't know. Dan, what did you do?
We poked fun at him. We made fun of his books. We said his books suck. We said he's goofy looking, like the kind of things that you do when you make fun of somebody. And it was on a message board, and he didn't like it. And he
remind me, Jim.
Wanted to. He didn't like people criticizing his books or saying nasty things about him. So he took up a lawsuit, a frivolous lawsuit that got thrown out of multiple courts because it had no merit.
But he was just mad that you guys were trashing him.
Correct. Exactly.
I don't know.
What happened with
that's
furniture?
The worst thing that you got on me. I mean, you got to give me something more than that. I mean, come on.
What happened with the furniture?
The furniture? I wasn't involved in that. I never went. I didn't take his furniture. Somebody put a Craigslist advertisement about his furniture as a prank. I had nothing to do with that. I can't be held responsible for what some anonymous person does on the internet. This guy is like a public figure.
He's a minuscule author. Don't play the public figure card.
But how am I responsible for that? I didn't do it. Like I had nothing to do with it.
But yet Dan has been insisting that John, even though he's a public figure, that John, the lawsuit is right. It's true. It's correct because of all these things they've done to him.
You asked about the furniture. Dan, did you do the furniture?
No, I had nothing to do with it.
He says he didn't.
All right.
But you don't want to believe him anyway. So it
You
doesn't
want to
matter
blame me
what
for
he's
the
going to
Chicago
say.
fire or
You're
the
gonna
9/11? What else
discredit
you want to blame
anything
me
he
for?
says then, Abba. Abba, you're just going to discredit him anyway, right?
Let's move on.
Because you're not going to believe anything he says. I mean, I don't. It's so bizarre.
Did people in police get sent to his house?
Yeah, exactly. That's that. He
John,
got
that's what I'm
swatted.
trying. John, that's what I'm
I
trying.
had, but once again, I had nothing to do with that.
Do you see
So,
how?
like, I don't
do you see how?
So
John, do you see
Dan's to blame for whatever happened.
okay, so whenever Shitwire denies that he was
Is
involved,
Dan only? Is he giving these other 59 guys a platform and giving them a microphone on a show to trash him every fucking day on the internet on a show? Abba?
are you having a grievance contest with Patrick Tomlinson right now, John?
No, because your analogy to Dan and Shitway is ridiculous.
The analogy wasn't to Dan and
This is very much John is the most offended. It's not possible that this Patrick guy could have been equally as offended or as much as happened to him as has happened to John.
Shitware. It was to the idea that Shitware can just say, "I didn't talk to Dan or I didn't talk to Frog and ask
That's
him
not
to."
the point. Dan was on a message board with 59 and a lot more, according to Dan, a lot more other people, but you are deciding to say Dan is guilty of everything they did.
What do we do here on this show all the time about everyone else?
Okay. Oh my God, Abba. Shitway does a show every night and just making up lie after lie about me to a lot of
Why do you
people
believe this fucking guy?
and making money off of it.
Well, maybe he's $2 Dan. Maybe he's gonna make $2.
All right, you know what?
Yeah, I'm all in it for the profits. That's yeah.
I don't think he's in for the profits. It's just I think it's gross. I think it's gross what you did to that guy. That's all.
John doesn't want Abba to drive Dan away. He loves the way Dan kisses his ass. There's got to be money. Got to be money in this.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna.
I'll leave. I'll leave.
No. I'm gonna get rid of both of you because I don't want this. This is my show. And unbelievable. I wouldn't count on it. Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much.
How you had a good day tonight?
Yeah, I had a great day. How are you?
Oh,
Everything good?
I think this is about where I stopped it.
Everything really good? Did you get everything out of your system?
Hey, just keep it real.
Is everything cool?
Yeah, I'm having a good night. Yeah.
All right, well, now you have me all to yourself. Dan's gone.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Dicker, stop texting me! I can't. Everyone texts me.
What's
They all
that?
text me. They can't leave the Duke in his Dukeness.
I came back.
And then I say stop texting me, and they text me again. I got Dirty Deeds texting me. I got fucking Dusty texting me. I got K-Meanie texting me.
Okay, M's coming in. What's she got to say?
Everybody's texting me.
All right. So there was that. Schmuel's opinion, having dealt with this Dan guy, is he's garbage. Creep, clown, coward, all of the above. This is not his only brouhaha. He's gotten into it with other people. Jackie Singh. There are all sorts of shit that this guy's involved in, and we're there. But I want to say, Guru One, just putting you up here, just or thing. When we're talking about trolls, right? There's trolls. There's the guys that make fun of you when you're streaming and shit comments and stuff. That's fine. I mean, we get it. And getting upset about that is totally ridiculous, right? But this isn't what happened here. What happened here was they really went to ruin this fucking guy's life. And we're not talking about in here the things that happened to this Tomlinson, the swatting, the sending of people to his house, the writing to places where the guy used to go and saying that he had his dick out while he was there with them. And I don't buy for a minute, not a single minute, that Dan was not involved in all of that. But I want to talk about Permaseal finishing 1273 for $4.99. Buckman, you're becoming the elder atheist statesman. Thank you. Appreciate it, Permaseal. And it's the first, we've been on for about 2.5 hours, and it's the first super chat. So I what do you call it? Thank you. Thank you for that. So it feels good. Oh, I've got my friend Moon Crickets here, because, you know, why else would we do it? Moon Crickets. Moon Crickets called somebody a PDF. I wouldn't read it. For $2. We gave his money to a homeless person, but apparently that's not good enough for this young gentleman. I don't know what to tell you, Moon Crickets, but come see me. I'll give you the $2. I'm really, what do you call it? I would be more than happy to do that for you. So there you go. Where was I? Oh, there's a couple of things in here that got left out that I think are really important. And one of them was this, is that this funding thing where what's his name? Waddling Dan says that, this guy was funded. What it was that the behavior was so egregious what was happening to this guy Tomlinson, that a charity funded him because they knew that what this was pretty much pure evil, and they wanted to put a stop to it. And that's how basically the lawsuit got started, because Tomlinson did everything in his power to put a stop to it. And again, Guru One, if it were just trolling, that would have been fine. But sending the cops to his house with the potential of somebody getting injured. I mean, look at how fucking we got our panties in a bunch when Quad called 911. So imagine that. They were going by the guy's house all the time. They were putting up ads that said things like, oh, I've got lawn furniture in the back. It's free. Oh, please don't knock on the door. You know, my elderly mother won't get woke. We don't want to wake her up. When he would go into public, wherever his regular places were, those places were getting on there. And so you make it sound like Dan was the ringleader. Do you have proof? If I go in and pull a gun in a store, Mr. Guru One, and you are with me, are you not as guilty as I am? But I'll bring it down to this level for you. At some point, because of Kiwi Farms and other things, there were somewhere north of 1,000 people involved in this. And what they did was they whittled it down to the 60 most offensive. And most of those 60 quit, which is really what the intent of the lawsuit was. The lawsuit wasn't to win money. It wasn't to do any of those things. It was to stop things, right? And when Dan didn't stop, when Dan kept fucking with this man's life, Tomlinson did call his employer and did do those things. The lawsuit was really the last straw. It was his last gasp effort to put this behind him. So there's trolling, and then there's being a scumbag. And this is scumbag behavior. And look, I don't have all the facts. I can't tell you exactly what Dan did, when Dan did it, how Dan did it, or any of those things, or even if he did do it. But I can tell you, based on my experience, none of it would surprise me. Zero. I've watched him lie about me, W, Final Boss, try to dox a sorcerer, try to dox one of the women in here. There are a lot, there's a lot of smoke. And so I'm going to believe that there's some fire. And I generally don't talk about this guy. I usually just ignore him. But Ava did such a great job last night. I really thought that it was important that we go there. So I would say that he would definitely fit in my creep category. I'm going to imagine probably in the coward category too, because it's a lot, if you're doing this shit from your home and whatnot, and not getting out there and not facing people, leads definitely to coward, and certainly the con men thing, because he's conning everyone into believe, that I'm not this nice innocent guy, and yet he'll call wives whores, he'll lie about your status, and more importantly, he will bring your personal life out into the open and into the dabbleverse. Talk about kids, family, all of that stuff. I just think he's despicable. And that's my opinion. So there you are. And for his other two cohorts, I think Chow is creepy. Very creepy. As a matter of fact, I blocked him in here because he's so fucking creepy. But categorizing stuff, documenting things, it's a little bit weird. And he's also sort of an odd-looking human being, but yet feels like he's happy to embarrass other people, and also talks like a 17-year-old. Okay? Mir is just an idiot. Mir is the one guy that knows more about low IQ, because he's got one, than anybody in here. Amir's entire thing is asking you how many black hacks you've had. He hates blacks. He hates Jews. He hates everybody, right? But he's like 5'4", and has the weird flags, the Union Jack, the Bhutanese flag. I mean, just a weird dude. And these guys sit there and they're going to tell other people how they're supposed to think and how they're supposed to feel. Look, they get an audience. I think last night they got 28 people watching their finale. The numbers just aren't there. They just don't work out for these guys. So I don't know. I don't know what the point is. My personal feeling about Dan is that he's been doing this for about 20 years, and he keeps trying the same things over and over again to gain traction, and the traction just isn't there. And even with being on one of the most popular shows in the dabbleverse, the Stuttering John show, as a regular co-host, he had 14 people on his channel last night. So I don't think that anybody's buying his bullshit. All right. So those are them. I did want to talk a little bit, but I probably won't. I did want to talk a little bit about Mersh. I have no idea what the fuck is going on there. My gut tells me that he is unhappy that the Dabbleverse sort of rejected him. Now, it's a little weird because I like Mersh. I don't know why, but I like Mersh. Maybe because he's from Queens. But I really thought that after last year when he started to like really put the booze down and stuff, that he would grow and he would develop relationships with people, but it hasn't happened. And I've been nothing but nice to the guy. I've given the guy at least a few $100s. I usually drop him like 25 a month. Still do, even though he hates me. But I really think that his big failing was the Hackamania thing, because even if he's telling the truth and it was all about Kumia, the timing of it seems so much like the dude didn't sell any tickets. Nobody wanted him there. And he was only going to get there if Chad went there, and Chad didn't go. And I think he needed a way to get out that made him look like he wasn't quitting. But that's just me. Guru One, Mersh never tells the truth. I don't know. I don't think that it's Mersh never tells the truth, but I think that a lot of Mersh's stories are not Mersh's stories. Mersh is one of those guys who is able to like watch a story that happens to you that you'd never be able to tell. And then he can tell it. And he puts himself in those positions. And I believe that at some point he remembers them as if he did them. We used to have a kid, this Vinny, when I was growing up. And Vinny would lie all the time. And Vinny one time told a story about finding a bag of heroin in the doorway of his father's business. And we all knew it was bullshit. But within about 5 months, Vinny believed it more than anyone else. I think that's kind of the stuff that happens with Mersh, is that he tells these stories and they didn't really play out the way that he thought they played out. But I give him credit because he is willing to do both, right? Like he is willing sometimes to be like, I did look like an asshole. But I don't know. I don't know where it's going. I don't know where he gets it. So, Shades Cal 521, Mersh will literally go through movie soliloquies written by Martin Scorsese and act as if they're own. Thank you, Shades Cal, because I think that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Is he adopts the stuff of other people's as his own, and it is interesting, that whole, if you remember the car getting repoed and then having to go to Walmart with the debit card and the problems with the debit card and whatnot. I couldn't believe he was telling that story because I don't think I would have told it about myself. But what I don't know is, did he see himself as the hero of that story because he put up with all this bullshit and he got his car back? Or does he realize that the rest of the world is like, dude, you got an old Cadillac you can't pay? And you're fucking going, who takes payments at Walmart? Like, what fucking car finance company? Go to American Honda and pay your fucking monthly bill there? I mean, it just doesn't make sense, right? So, there's that. And then, there is the old Opie and Anthony stuff, and those guys that know him, there was never really any respect for him. So I don't know, but I do know that Mersh he's a talented broadcaster. And if he could somehow get his shit together, he could actually grow. But that doesn't seem like it's going to happen. But who knows? Maybe Ice Dancer will change his world around. I'm glad that he has a girlfriend. She seems very nice in the conversations that I've had with her and the back and forth. So who knows? Who knows? I mean, she did get him to go out to Chili's. That was great. And I also got to tell you, and I don't know why I thought about this, but if I owe the IRS $100,000, which is apparently the number, and I was on a monthly payment plan because I hadn't filed taxes in years, and by the time you get to that payment plan, the way the payment plans work is when you get on that payment plan, owing them money, they also file a federal lien against you. So you've got the lien against you, so you can't borrow any more money. You're fucked until you pay that. And I was actually kind of blown away that he was like Uber eating or wherever the fuck it was from McDonald's. Because I'm like, just get in your car and drive there. I mean, I know you're only saving $10, but it's $10, right? And what a cigarette's $10 a pack. You get an extra pack of smokes. I don't really know about that. Kim Nicholson, very funny. Mersh is not going to like this, Schmuel. I know. But what I can guarantee, Kim, is that Mersh will get at least 5 DMs with this, because that's what happens on all of his shows, is that somebody always DMs him if I say something. Mersh has a girlfriend? I didn't hear. Yeah, look, that was actually one of the funny things, right? So Mersh got a girlfriend, and then it went from like no girlfriend to girlfriend in the span of like a week. And then it's all like, my chick and I are going here. My chick and I are going there. In any event, I am losing the audience. We're up against some big mofo people. So I'm going to guess there's some OGs in here. Any quick questions or anything before I wrap it up? And once I end here, I'm going to try to get a hold of Echo Pineapple and see if he'll come back on with me, because I'm in the office. I can't really leave tonight until about 9 o'clock. And to be perfectly honest, I'm fucking done with doing paperwork for the week. Yeah, so I will do that. All right. But there is no Diablo Sandwich Buckman broadcasting the flamethrower today. No, I know. I'm not doing. The OG Mumbly Nick is in here. Nick, if you want to come on in about 15, 20 minutes, that would be fucking awesome. And maybe we can get Joey to come back on. And this broadcasting with a flamethrower, no, it's not that. It's that. Yeah, I'm not broadcasting with. I don't have a flamethrower to broadcast with. So, and judging by the drop in numbers, nobody believes that I do. Guru One, Team Rochi. I'm going to tell you, at Hackamania, the two people that I met that were the two coolest people that I met were Rochi and Yuzi. And I don't know that I could put either one of them on top, right? Say which one was number one. But you did lead me into something. All right. So let's do this, and then I got one more thing to do. So in our creep list, we've got Dan, Chow, Mir, Granny. Sorry, that's got to go in there. Joey C, I think, could be creep, coward, clown, con man, just depending upon what day of the week it is. So there's that. Karmic is a coward. There's nothing I can do. He just is. And I also think that he's a talentless hack. He's got a great radio voice. I'd give my left nut for that voice. Because you can make anything sound like it belongs on radio. The jury is out on, is Neil a con man or not? I'm really not happy with this. I should say I'm not happy. It seems ridiculous to me that a 50-year-old man needs to ask people to fund a computer. And it's embarrassing, I think. But you know, there you go. And I have somebody named Joe written down under my clown category, and I don't know if that's a Joe or a Joey C. So but that could be it. And then I will say, when it comes to the clown category, there are a number of people post Hackamania that are on my clown list. Some of them are streamers, some of them are just chatters and trolls. But I think Mint Diggity is up there, and I like Mint. I've always liked Mint, but I think this post Hackamania thing is really exposing just being a scumbag. Mersh's post Hackamania thing, I think, is a cope. Kevin, it doesn't matter, right? You get 5,000 people. It could fill an auditorium or Madison Square Garden, and he's still going to say it sucks. But that's Kevin, and Kevin is a character, not really a person. So just I'm leaving him out, but the sort of anti-Hackamania people, they're like, oh, it sucked. It was this, it was that. All I can say is, if you weren't there, I can't value your opinion, because I pretty much had a fucking great time from the time the plane hit the ground until I left. And even the flight home was nice, but it was great fun. And this is the last thing is I have neglected to mention people that I met and liked and got along with. The One Pun, awesome guy. Penny in the Dork, wild couple. Cookie described Penny as a pistol. And oh yeah. And I'm fucking brain farting. Got to see Doom. Didn't talk to Doom. Humana. Seeing Kahuna again was great. Fucking Joe American Cupcake is one of the nicest guys and one of the most fun guys that you will ever meet anywhere. He's great. I enjoyed Tommy Jordan, even though he may have fucked me, but I'm not really sure. I think it was a mistake. Rochi insists that it wasn't. But he was fun. Got to meet Sarah in person for the first time. Good looking boy. And there's, Rocco's a nice guy. Carl's a nice guy, but Rocco's a really nice guy. I am taller than Moody. I know somebody asked that question. This year was different because Melton was really like limited in movement, and he was in an inordinate amount of pain, so he could only do like one thing, and so these other guys were having to fill in a lot of the work. Vinny Paulino, another good guy, but I really wanted to mention Penny in the Door because I hadn't really, and I should, and talk to her. And what you've heard about a certain individual who stank is true, completely true. And I would suggest that next year you get your shit going. Quad looks much better in person than he does on camera. I don't know how else to say it, but he just does. And it was good to meet him, and he and I have had some tension for a long time, so we did get to talk a little bit, and I was glad to see him. And I'm sure there are quite a number of other people I'm missing. Luigi Greenberg, hell of a guy, very funny, and is a lot different looking than you would think he would be. And Echo Pineapple, it was very cool to meet him. NJ Ranger was there, and NJ's one of my favorite people. But I think the person I want to highlight the most is Tracy Hollywood from Sydney. And it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was on this craps machine that kept having to do hand pays because there was something wrong with the machine. And she stood there with me during the whole thing. And then I left, she left, and we met each other as we were walking towards the elevator, and some guy some guy approached her and whispered in her ear that he'd like to come up to her room with her. So she enjoyed it as well. All right. So I'm out of here for now. We'll be back over the weekend and possibly later tonight. So it depends. I'm going to, at 6 o'clock, I'm going to turn off the lights, just light my desk and do some work. And then if I get bored, I will pop back on and board 10 or 15 people. So thank you, everybody. It's always great. Permaseal, thank you for the $4.99. You make me feel wanted. And I love you guys. I did this just for you. That was why a second stream, The Man is Addicted. This Man is Addicted. Serenity Now. Yes. That's another one of my, I'm addicted to streaming. And that's why I stream twice a week normally. The last question that I was asked is, the backyard streams will be starting up soon. It depends upon the weather. So if it's warm enough tomorrow night, I will do one about 11 o'clock. Probably have Panhandler on and a couple of other people. And we'll just chew the shit for a little while. And then we'll be back on Tuesday. I've got some surprises for you next week. And there's only 27 people left. And I, again, really appreciate you guys being here. I shouldn't say only. But there are 27 of the coolest people here. If anybody can get Joey C to debate me, please, 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 that would be great. And I would donate $100 to the disabled American veterans if we can pull that off. So there we go. All right. And fumigate all crickets first. Now the cricket noises has got to be there. I can't do anything about that. And the new hot tub goes in hopefully next week. I have to redo the electric tomorrow. So if I get the electric done tomorrow, they can install it next week. And then let's just see, maybe in a week we'll have a stream from the hot tub. I wonder if that will work. Although I'm thinking that you can't really stream from a hot tub if it's on, right? Because the noise would be too much. So we'll figure that out. But maybe I'll invite Nick Ricada, busted for missing 2 appointments. Maybe I'll invite Nick and Aaron over. And we will, of course, have our train horns. So wedding possibilities are possible at any time.